All right, ladies and gents. Well, we have seen a lot of crazy strategies on the channel recently, and you've probably seen that video with the 100-hour game with Rubenstock, which I've yet to do the follow-up on. Anyways, I was playing ranked games the other day, and I got up against the TC dropper himself, and he had the TC dropping Civ in the Persians. I am now going to show you this game because it was, well, Rubenstock-esque, let's put it that way. I just thought I could get a fun little relaxing 1v1 in before I casted, and saw Rubenstock and I saw Persians, and I knew exactly what was coming. The Legend of Rubenstock absolutely loves to drop his TCs with Persians. Here he is in the red, and as I said, oh no, he said, I'm being rushed with the little taunt there. So I picked the Huns here, and the map is Four Lakes. Four Lakes is a map where you typically want to focus on the ponds. Persians are actually a good standard civilization for Four Lakes because you can do things like this. I'm not sure if I agree with this build order, but Persians start with plus 50 wood and plus 50 food. So if you want to go immediately for the dock, you can get away with it. But overall, just having that means you can go, I don't know, faster to the lumber camp, then faster to the dock later. Their docks also have more HP, which a lot of people forget about. So I think one of the better things with Persians is to go fast feudal and rush docks on the enemy ponds and kill the fish that way. But I knew, guys, that I was likely going to be TC dropped, and so that was already in the back of my mind. Rubenstock's a beast at it. And actually, the Finnish guys like Juppe, they've had success on this type of map even in tournaments. Juppe, I think at most has been maybe 1,800, maybe 1,900. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen him play. And he actually beat Fire, who is currently, I'd say, top 30 these days, by TC dropping the main TC and then going Feudal Age to take him off of fish. It's not something that I can really do well. And I remember thinking about this. I was like, okay, this is going to be content. You know, viewers are going to watch. But I remember thinking that, like, I had messaged Rubenstock a couple weeks ago about giving me a Town Center drop build order. And he wasn't that forthcoming with information. Let's just put it that way. He did say, like, this could be a good strat on this map or whatever, because it was Socotra. But I was hoping for more info, and he didn't really want to share his secrets, it felt like. So I knew what to expect, or so I thought. And I said, I wonder what your strat will be, which is expecting him to delete his very tanky TC, walk across the map, and build it on me. And he says, remember, no palisades. So, like, we both know what's about to happen. And it's a ridiculous strat. The fact that, like, I'm just sitting here accepting that he's going to drop a TC on my face and he's saying, don't palisades, is ridiculous. Now, what he's talking about is a lot of players, when they expect this, is they'll drop buildings around the TC. So they can't fit a TC spot. And so the biggest thing you can probably do is you can place houses, because houses cover more surface area. The problem is I'm Huns, and so I can't make houses. So I told him, he said, remember, no palisades. I promise no houses. Haha, funny, funny. And he's scouting everything around my TC. I can see it, guys. I could see. I did actually hit his scout, which felt good. But he's got full vision of my TC. And meanwhile, I'm going out to scout his base. Now, you could make arguments that the TC drop is a lot worse on this map because it doesn't address the fish. You know, what happens is, on other maps, is you take out their TC, and then you can Vil rush them. So you can create Vils, and then they can't create Vils. So there's pros and cons to it, but I'm going to kind of, not every day I cast my own games, I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about what I was thinking, what I was doing, and like right now, I'm looking for villagers. Right now, I'm looking for villagers, and he was about to send them out, and notice how he pulled them back, and is now going to the other side. Meanwhile, I'm adding fish, and my thought was that he would probably take one of my ponds, and I was thinking if I ever lost access to wood, I would be dead here. Need more fish, need more TCs, and now I see his barracks. So this is what I saw, and I was like really confused by this. Because at this time, this could be a standard build order from him. But that barracks had me thinking, like, what is he doing? Still didn't see any Vils. I scouted everything, and here he comes. And so I'm going to go to this wood line. Normally, you can stay on one wood line, and you're just fine. But again, I was concerned that if he TC dropped or Vil rushed my wood line, I would lose access to it. I went down here. And it's a normal game in my eyes at this point because I see a barrack, so I'm waiting for militia. It's like, what's he going to do? This is what you should do. Also, I'm worried about my pond because if he goes man-at-arms, he might play standard and go fast feudal and dock my pond. I'm trying to keep vision on this. I think the outpost was a nice idea. And now I see a militia, so I'm like, okay, this is a normal game against Rubenstock. We've been baited. I start to wall up, and I'm feeling confident. I'm like, a normal game against Rubenstock? Let's go. By the way, he's top 100. He's no joke, but didn't see this. I did not see that. And I'm like, okay. I really thought... Actually, I think I remember seeing the house. I really thought he was going to dock my pond or had already docked my pond. And then I see this. And I'm like, ah! No! No! And, like, technically I could delete my walls and try and rush that down. But normally they're just going to quick wall it in. And so at this point, I'm like, well... I guess I'm going to go to this wood line. Okay, so remember, he deleted his starting TC. So, like, that's expensive. This strategy, on paper, shouldn't work, but it makes the game so crazy that it can work. So he garrisons into his TC. He's now clicking feudal, and that's only because he has fish, and I can't contest his fish. I think that's kind of what makes his strategy a little stronger on 4 lakes. My scout is weak, and I'm like, okay, well, he might have militia out there. And I'm trying to attack his scout because I have the feudal age scout, but I realize I might lose this, so I run away. And so I'm just letting my TC going down. I'm trying to recoup the wood while also going into some army with archers. That half the problem. It's actually nice to don't have to make houses because half the problem I'd say with this strat is you want a new TC, but you also need military, and you can't choose. You can't do both. Now, I was really concerned that he snuck a Vil, because I can see everything. I was really concerned that he might have snuck a Vil, because if he's in feudal and is on gold at home, he didn't take out my fish. So he has not done that. And I'm trying to get town watch before my TC goes down. I'm still scouting around. And wouldn't you know it, here he comes with a Vil. So that's what he's thinking. So he's got a scout here. He's about to hit feudal. This is a big moment in the early stages for us because, again, Persian docks have double the HP. If he gets a dock up, we could have some big problems. Maybe I should have ran my sheep. I don't know. This is too crazy. He's walling in my crap now, so I can't leave my gold. I kind of saw this, but my thought process was I have archers, so, like, whatever. I just need to mine gold right now. I don't need to worry too much. This gets crazy. I rebuild my TC. Archer's still kind of around. And for him, he did add an extra fishing ship. He's also walled up partially at home. And he brought all of his sheep forward, guys. All the sheep from home, he somehow brought forward. I missed that. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to scout for that or what. But anyways, he brings his sheep forward. Plus, he stole my sheep. I also can't comfortably take my berries. I'm adding a dock here, and my food income is primarily fishing ships right now. Here's the problem. Here he comes with 3 villagers. He knew that maybe one wouldn't do the trick. So here he comes, and he's now dropping a dock. 1 dock of his is as strong as 2 docks of mine. So I'm beginning to feel like I'm going to lose this, and now I'm dropping the palisades because I promised no houses. But not no palisades. I'm really concerned. Good news is I did see that he was doing this. So I was able to get the lead on the fires. And I know he's got everything here. I can kind of see that. So as I'm trying, I'm making some scouts now to try and push back his archers. I'm losing my Vils slowly here. I'm trying to get to his base. But you guys are about to see how intelligent Rubenstock is. He's been taking this stone, right? So he's been slowly killing these Vils that he walled in. And then he's going to see me over here, and the timing's right, so he's going to have the stone for a tower at his base. So I've sent my army the whole way across, and the risk now is that I don't have army at home. I don't have the army that I should have at home, and so I'm going to lose these villas now. Now, what I do have is I do have fish here, so I'm continuing to add that, but this is, like, really frustrating. I thought I was fine here, and now the tower hits me, and while I can still sit behind the wood line, I'm not killing anything. So the Eco KD is 4-0. Like, I knew it was coming. I've defended nicely here, which is good. But still, Rubenstock's in this game, despite a lot of really good plays on our part, and he's got the Eco KD lead. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know what more I can say, and I can't defend from this. So I'm going to add a second range to try and defend, but, like, this is really, really messy. Also, I didn't, in this moment, I really felt I needed golds. And I don't know why I was chasing. I guess he's just, I don't know what. There's so much happening right now. I think I added another dock here for more fish. This was key, just adding more fish. Yeah, as I try and save these villagers, I'm stuck. I was looking with these units to see if he had run out anywhere else with vills, and then also maybe for other resources. Anyways, good news is I do have scouts, so I can snipe any skirms if they're on their own. That villager idle time is much higher for him, but obviously not great for us either. We did defend this pawn. If we didn't defend this pawn, we'd be minus 8 more eco. Ridiculous. So what I want to go for now is full skirm, because he's got skirm, spearmen, and archers. Full skirm would work fine here. That's kind of the goal. For him, you know, he's fishing over here. He's not really focusing anywhere else. But you can't say he didn't gain any benefit, because I'm stuck. I can't take this gold. I can't take this gold. So this is a gold game right now. This is a gold game where I've got a big food lead, and I've just found this gold. Actually, kind of funny. I saw this gold like right after that. I was like, oh, okay. Very messy. I'm trying to now send a villager this way to dock. I would like to expand my food eco further. And I'm now at a spot where I'm definitely winning this game. But he's got an army, and he's run through here. I didn't see it at the right time. And it's just so unbelievably messy. Guys, I'm a player of structure, usually. You try and you open up one way. I know what to do in the next moment, and the next moment. But when that structure gets removed, you have some problems, and that's exactly what Rubenstock has done to me. 11 eco kills with 0 deaths. That said, we get a little quick wall in here, which is nice. We've got a full army of skirms. So we will be able to kill this whole force here. Efficiency hasn't been great, but that's not bad. And we kind of know he's here. So now my goal is to try and surround him. And I'm going to make a market now because I don't have golds. Whereas for him, he actually has a lot on golds. And he's got... So he doesn't have the food eco that I do, but he's catching up in that regard. And he's going to buy some food to go castle. I love games like this where, like, one person doesn't have the gold, they have to sell stuff to go up. And the other person doesn't have the food, and they have to buy stuff to go up, and it ends up being even. Now, I was thinking cav archers here. I feel like cav archers with Huns is always the go-to. Really wanted to know if he was on these pawns. I think that's the ticket here, is, like, you can't lose focus on the pawns if this is happening. Okay, archer sitting on the stone, archer sitting on the gold. Trying to camp those resources. Oh, jeez. And we've got... I mean, he's placing towers here, which is good for us. This is always a good sign for us. We're in a really good spot right here. Also, I mean, the outpost was strong, right? We could see this. But I decided at this stage... I had the 3 ranges... But what I was worried about is being stuck in a corner and being night raided to death. And also on 4 lakes, you have lots of food income from fish. So I was thinking with that food income, as we will deny this dock, which is huge. Because he's just trying to get a free fish boom, right? I was thinking nights would make more sense because we have all that food income. But the ranges, I guess, were a little bit of a waste. And now we're going to stonewall. That says if you can't defend from it, even if you know what's going to happen, it doesn't belong in the game. Nah, I disagree. Because you could apply that logic to literally everything. Like, you play against Leary, you know he's going to play into archers. You can't defend from it, you know? I think it is a really unique, crazy strategy. I think it is possible to win against the TC drop. It's just, it's so easy to make mistakes against the TC drop. And it makes the game so... It puts you in a situation you wouldn't normally encounter. A really creative strategy, because on paper, it should not be good. And yet Rubenstock has made it work over the years. I don't remember this, but I'm losing a villager here. Getting gill nets for more efficient fishing. And at this point of the game, guys, I'm looking at the score. Obviously, I've got the game sense to realize I'm pretty far ahead. And I honestly feel like I have this game won. Like, I'm looking at this and I think, okay, I'm going to hit his gold. He'll run out of here eventually. I have knights before him. And I know that he's going to go knights because I can see his stables. I had the monastery coming up so I can make monks. It really feels to me like I've got him where I want him. And then I'm going to win this game. That was my current feeling anyways. Here he reacts. Placing double tower. And he will now know I'm going knights because I just ran through with knights. My weak knight comes home to get healed up. The problem here is space. Space is the big issue. It is 59 eco. He's got 49 villagers. I've got 37. Versus 58 eco because I have those fishing ships. I think... You know that villager that I lost over here? I imagine it would have been really sick if I would have thought to get over here with a dock earlier. Because I think, maybe not so much at this stage, but if he were to have lost 10 fishing ships earlier, I would have a pretty massive lead. But I just never was able to get over there because of where I was squished into. And Rubenstock is going to add a TC on my main gold. And he's got a tower on this gold. Did try and raid over here, though. The stone walls were so huge. I could defend, right? I've got more military than him. And here I come in and take an engagement. But, like, what would happen is he would just raid me anyways. He's got the TCs where he's taking gold and whatnot. I don't. But it was a really good idea to get the stone walls down. And honestly, I was really debating against not doing that. Or debating on not doing that, I guess. Thought about cav archers here. Cav archers made some sense to mix in. But the main thing is going to be knight numbers. And I now feel like I'm under pressure. Because I've got limited gold tier and limited gold tier. This is where I need to be throughout the rest of the game. And he's got a lot of it. And it was great recognition from Rubenstock as I convert that knight there. And monk knight is like my thing these days. I'm also going to camp this gold. But he realizes he's behind in knight numbers. So look at the monasteries. He's got 4 monks coming out of this one. 1 out of this one, he's adding a 3rd monastery. So if I dive, he could just convert everything. And it just allows him to hold this position. Yeah, this is a problem. He's going to convert a fire ship here. I've got 4 of them, right? Oh, did he not get a conversion? Oh, he gets a conversion. I've got 4 of them, so it's not that big of a deal, but something to worry about. And I don't know why I had a cav archer there, but that dies. And I'm still super paranoid. I'm like, okay, so we know he's here with 2 TCs. We know he's got a bunch of monks. So I've now gone for light cav to snipe the monks. I know it's going to be really tough to snipe, to take out the TC from Persians because of the extra HP. But I still felt like Siege could at least help with monks or something. And I'm trying to hit this gold. He doesn't have defense at home, which is the key. He's got monks. I've got light cav. Good pullback here. This was really tasty micro. Light cav came in so clutch here. We got some nice little monk kills. That's all my gold, though. I'm like killing monks that my gold paid for. Again, see another monk. Monks are hard to control, so you're seeing him, I think, react here as well. As I lost like most of my knights of these 2 towers, I completely forgot about that. And guys, he's in this game. Like, he sees the siege now, but he's in this game because he's on my gold. He has more eco than me. Isn't this insane? 15-1 eco KD is probably why I couldn't damage his eco with this type of a play. But I did find this gold. So I am going to re-wall this and make a run for it to that gold, which I guess is technically one of his golds. 4 legs golds are a little weird. And you've got knights coming in. You've got monks, though. And you've got knights that can take out the siege. And my siege is suddenly not looking so strong. But I do have the light cav in front. And his monks are going to need to hop into the TC. And he does. I don't know. Like the siege thing. It made sense at the time I added the workshop. It's not really looking that good right now. Now, what was important to me was making sure he did not take any of these resources. Like these, if he were to have stone beyond what he already had here, he would castle drop me. And wouldn't you know it, this sneaky little guy, if you don't know, Rubenstock plays with the game looking like cubes. So it's like, this is a gray block. And I don't know, the cube mod makes it easier for him to pick up on stuff, I guess. Anyways, that's how he plays the game. So we saw some gray blocks. And I just didn't think about that. So maybe I need to play with cube mod. I have the army, but now he's got guard tower. Now he's got bodkin arrow. He's got Persian TCs. He's going to expand to another TC here. Not here, though, which I was a little surprised by because I had that knight there for a while. And my army leaves. I think he must have... He either senses it. Like, I don't know. Maybe he knows I'm over here or something. But we end up encountering each other here. And I wanted to go for the kill on this. I wanted to kill all these vills. Obviously, a bit of a risk because then he could push my base. But remember, he's been defending with mainly monks. Look at this, by the way. Look how many different units we had to make in this game. Again, I think maybe the Rams is a little questionable. Maybe the siege is just not something we needed to be making right now. Please don't play with cube mod. I don't know. I might. Servers on the way. Nah, cube mod just looks horrible to me. I couldn't enjoy that. And he's getting really good upgrades. Like ballistics here will help his guard towers. And I'm going to drop a castle. Now, I've got no army support here. So this is risky. So I've sent quite a few vills. I want my gold back. And here I am. And I've been able to make it through. There was a hole here. And this is one of the most frustrating things you will ever see on my channel. Believe me. Okay? So I'm going to make my castle. I'm going to complete it. This is perfect. Watch this. I've got fully upgraded knights. I've got 15 knights. Look at that vill. Or 2 vills, excuse me. I can barely hit this tower. And then this tower I can't get a full surround on. And he's got enough villagers to repair that to where all my knights are dying here. It's insane. I was able to get a raid in over here, though. I'm able to loop in here and take an engagement against some of the monks. In fact, I think I actually need to go back and show you this because this is a pretty critical thing and I was too busy looking at the knights. That's why I didn't realize I lost the knights till later. But yeah, we killed a lot of monks in this engagement, which is why I wanted to go back. Now I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting my gold back because I'm out of this gold and I'm almost out of this gold. And I have this gold, of course, but it's now 97 eco versus 91. I finally have evened up the eco KD, but he's got so many vills. Now I'm going for his TCs. All my knights died. Like, I look back at this. I don't remember if I still had a knight or two or if it was afterwards, but I was like, did I really not take out those towers? Like, what? Anyways, we still have food eco, but now our fish start to run out. So this is like, now I'm thinking fish traps. And that is another thing to worry about. And he's now going to get murder holes. So he's got a lot of really good tower techs now. He didn't have murder holes before. And now I'm like, oh, he's made a guard tower over here because I didn't know he was over here. Let's take out the guard tower. So I attack the guard tower. And he's repairing more. He's a really annoying player. And now he's going to send the knights in. And he's just going to complete the next one because he expects that he's going to keep this up. So he won't keep it up, but he'll just build another one. And now I'm starting to lose a bunch of eco. And yes, I've killed a lot, but I still can't comfortably take this gold. And I still can't comfortably take this gold. I can't take 2 of my golds. Here I go with rams. I didn't know what the heck to do with these rams. I was just like, click something. And so I clicked the monastery. I figured I couldn't take out the TC. But we were still keeping a close eye on his resources. But not close enough, apparently, because he snuck out here. He's such a sneaky player, man. He's on his stone. Rewatching it, it's actually so infuriating. Because I don't know how he gets away with the crap he gets away with. I honestly does such a good job. And he's on the stone anyways. Just because I looked away for a freaking second. Walls in the tower. Like, he's taking my stone. Taking his stone. And now he's going to add siege. And he's still got a bunch of monks here. And if you couldn't tell, I'm making the switch to cav archers at the moment. Ian licks. Yeah. And of course, my rams won't take out the TC as expected. So it's 90 eco versus 112. I do have the army lead, but it's not significant. And with all the monks that he has, he could always convert my army if we're not careful. Now, I did just find a bunch of villagers here. He was sending villagers home to that gold. And I am also sending an army this way to look at that. But as that happens, and we get a bunch of kills there, I now have... I'm taking some small losses over on this side I've got to be careful with. We find the stone. It was good that we were consistent with checking these things. And I think he's so distracted he's losing this. And then we go in and we're able to kill a few monks. Which feels pretty good here, not going to lie. But what doesn't feel so good is that we throw away some army in the process. Aren't Persian monks the worst in the game? Yeah, but he really needed monks. The Persian monks are not good, but he really needed monks. And guys, he's got knights. And he's got monks to convert my army. And I thought I had this area locked down, but because I sent so much army away, this was still a game changer. I think his TC gather point was there or something, and he didn't realize. But I'm just, like, losing my mind over here. Because now I've got knights and some of my own knights just up in my business. I still can't take the zone. Still can't take gold. Though my castle has been getting some kills on this gold. The 122 kills for him. 107 deaths. Still hasn't made it over to this gold, and we're camping it. And this is super late, but I'm trying to take out his fish, which is probably the worst thing I could be doing right now. And I'm just hoping... Like, the main reason I switched to cav archers here is because my food eco is starting to disappear. I am adding fish traps, but my food eco is not great. And because cav archers you can at least hit and run with. So he knows I'm on a stone now, so he shows up. He sees the cubes. That outpost is showing him everything. And we are going to ram down that tower. Yeah, I figured cav archers I could at least keep alive a lot longer than knights. Cav archers probably a little better against monks. Why not pike ram? He's got siege. Pike ram would die. He's got siege. Also, same issue is our eco needs to get better, right? I don't like pike ram in this type of game because you need mobility. I need to constantly be moving around to check things. And pike ram is so slow. I think if it wasn't against Persians, though, I think that maybe a little pike siege push in the middle would have done a little bit. But I know, I feel as though he's got more gold control, because the only gold that I've got is this right now. That's the only gold I have left. I do have 2 relics, and okay, I'm able to take this gold now. So here I am. I've accepted the way of the Rubenstock. And I'm now dropping a TC in the middle. I figured that would be wise. I did drop my own tower here. Just figuring that with my own tower, I'd hold it. But I think, like, over the last couple minutes, as my TC now gets denied, because he could see that, I think over the last couple minutes, we've taken really good engagements. We've kept our eco pumping. We've massed a lot of cav archers now. We're up to 30 cav archers. We're going to be able to take out these fish eventually as well. The eco is, I mean, the farms are gorgeous. I'm sure you guys are used to that. The efficiency on the lumber camp is amazing. Oh, yeah, more farms. Let's just make a mill right next to a mill. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Great job. Self, you're amazing. And finally, the knights pay off, baby, on the gold. I've had those there for so long at this point. Woo! So, you never know with Rubenstock, right? Because he's had so much gold. I did start to notice, though, as the KD is now even. It's crazy we had to have an even KD at this point to be ahead of Rubenstock. But I did notice that this castle was getting Vil picks. And those are the types of things that just add up over time. Now, his fishing ships weren't that efficient anyways, but we are going to clear those out. And we're just keeping them on the move. We've got a group here. We've got a group here. We've got our castle here. The big thing we need is gold. That is the big thing. But we have finally survived. We're finally on our way to Imp. And there's Rubenstock with the TC on his gold. He won't give up, man. Now, this is scary. This was super scary because I'm going to build up towards pikes. And you can see all my barracks and archery ranges. I want to go Cav Archer Pikeman. But you're at your most vulnerable right when you're on the way to the Imperial Age. Because they're committing everything they can into Castle Age. And so, you know, some of our armies over here. This army doesn't really help us too much. And Knights can spread out pretty well. So he's able to split up. And as you can see here, he's getting a kill. He's over here getting a monk. I mean, he's... If I didn't have the castle, there would be potential for him to then run in on this side. It almost looks like he's trying to take the stone still. Not realizing my castle's still there. We were able to deny this TC with this army. And it's still looking good for us with 190 pop and 85 for Rubenstock. And we did it, chat. We did it, guys. I mean, but oh my word. It's so insane. I couldn't take any of my main gold the entire game. We're gonna drop a castle here. But I think the key... Granted, I think there was a little bit of good fortune here. But I think opening Knights and Light Cav and Castle Age was really smart. But I think what was good from us was continuing to focus on the stones and gold and adding fish. If he was able to get his dock up here and kill our fish, we would have died. And if he was able to maybe even get a fish boom over here, I think he would have had a big lead. So, he really makes you work for it. You've got to look in so many different areas of the map. And we're getting Bracer at this point, and he's very much dead, and he calls it GG. Still, though, I never want to play this guy again. Like, okay, it made for decent content. I hope it was an entertaining game. And I am a bit proud of it. I would have uploaded it win or lose, though, because I've lost many to Rubenstock, too. But, sheesh, man. He's a crazy player. Like, what was his eco KD early on? I think it was 15 villagers killed with 0 deaths. I was trying to think afterwards, like, how do I change that? And I think the only way I change that is that if I get a Vil to his pond. I think that's something that we needed to do. One or two fire galleys in his pond, and then I think he isn't able to make it to Castle Age quite as strong. No, I hated every minute of it. It was excruciating. It makes you think different, man. Rubenstock, there's certain players that can take you into their environment. They can grab you from your meta outlook. They can grab what you think is going to be a normal game and turn it into something completely different. And I think what was really helpful here is actually having Huns. Because when games get messy and things are inefficient and you're trying to spam pop out of all these different buildings, not having to make houses is super nice. Having cheap Cav Archers when there's limited gold is also really nice. Because, guys, at this point, if you didn't pick up on it, the only gold that I have left is right here. I have about 800 gold remaining. Now, he's taken almost all the other golds. I would probably treb here, take this gold back, maybe make my way over here and take this gold. But if we didn't take slightly better engagements, we would have been completely out of gold, and he would have still had a lot more map control. That is so tricky. I think if you were to ask him what he could have done a bit differently, was I think that he needed to take out this pond. It was the same focus for both of us. I think he needed to take out this pond with the TC drop, and then it's a different game. Maybe some demos there, right? Because he didn't put up any fight. He didn't have the gold. So he just went for the archers and skirms. Which I guess he did kill Vils with as well, but imagine that and a couple fires and demos and my pawns at the same time. I was minus 15 eco without losing any fish, I would have been like minus 25 then. And I wouldn't have had the food to take myself to Castle Age. Yeah, the relics were helpful. I mean, you know, I originally made the monks just to heal up, you know, but then later on I started to grab more relics. The relics were definitely helpful. That little extra bit of gold was definitely enough to take us over the edge there.